You guys ready for your headliner? She is incredible. She hails from New York City. She has I want you to follow her on social media, even though I forgot where her handle was, even though she just told me, but she's gonna tell you. I want y'all to start making up noise right now. Make a lot of noise. You can give it up for my friend Suzie, Afridi.
Assalamu alaikum. This is how we're gonna greet each other now that Zohran has won. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself before I give you a Sharia primer, okay? Sharia doesn't sound so bad. Like, I think women don't have to work. Sure. So I am Palestinian and I'm a mom. And so my gender pronoun is she's tired. Guys, this is very fancy. Like in New York, most of the comedy clubs are in a basement. You have to go to like a smelly basement. I, as a woman, have to listen to like 20 white guys. And by the time I get on, the audience is tired, the bar is low, and I feel like Elizabeth Warren at the primaries. And this is very, like, I might not leave Chicago, guys. I'm gonna be like Shabana. Do you guys know Shabana, the lady who went to Pakistan? She's like, I'm not leaving. I'll take a residency. Like this city is so clean. What have you done with your homeless? Yeah, this is super fancy. In New York, like you have to, you have to bring people to the shows. Then you go to a basement. They can't leave until they have a 2-drink minimum. And so that's why I feel like, once Israel is done defending itself, we should convert the tunnels to comedy clubs. You know why? Because let's face it, both comedy and the resistance require taking hostages underground. So because this is a museum, I was like, I'm gonna wear like a living artifact. So I wore the Palestinian thobe for you guys. And also, nothing fits me. And I refuse to buy new clothes. Like, I'm an Arab girl. We buy our clothes already 2 sizes too small. And so the thing is, I gain weight like in this direction, and then I lose weight also in this direction. And so this, we'll just call it like a situation. It just keeps hopelessly expanding, kind of like the Israeli settlements. He agreed. I'm joking. There's hope for my thighs. All our humor is dark. Like I was thinking about this, like the adage, tragedy plus time equals comedy. The Israelis are not giving us any fucking time. So we have to do the comedy during the tragedy. Like I love museums, but have you guys been to the American Museum of Natural History in New York? Did you know this? The Native Americans are on the same floor as the dinosaurs. As if they also like naturally disappeared. And I'm serious, and the Arabs were on the same floor as the elephants. Some guy gave them $1 billion, they built this super fancy wing that looks like a cave. I'm like, you could have just moved us to the cave. But yeah, when I look at old photos of me, I think, I should have appreciated my body then. I was thinner and I didn't appreciate my body. It's kind of like how politicians should look back at Reagan and think, we were okay. Like, why did we get worse? Like they got badder and I got fatter. Did you guys look like a smart crowd. Did you know like in 1982, Reagan made one phone call to Begin and he ended the Sabra and Sachila genocide. And Biden, haram Biden, he couldn't find the phone. He's like, Hunter, I put Netanyahu in my favorites, where is he? Oh, next week school starts, and I'm excited about the childcare, but I dread the small talk with the parents. Like this is how I know I'm a New Yorker. Like I can't stand small talk. Like if I'm in the elevator with you, don't talk to me about the weather. Tell me you hate your mother, I'll work with that. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, and no one respects that. So I dread the "what do you do" question, especially like after you drop off your kids. People are like, oh, "What are you gonna do all day?" And I really think that you are what you do all day. Like if you sneak around the house and you snack, like Selma, you look like a sneaky snacker. And if you spend all day defending a genocide, you're probably a Democrat. And I spend all day picking shit off the floor. So I'm a shit picker. I've come to terms with that. And I have 2 kids, huge age difference. So I'm picking up Legos and eating disorders. I also like return shit. I love returning stuff. Like the other day, I returned a toaster that I had for 7 years. It was so dirty. The woman had to wear gloves to manage it. And she gave me $220. I didn't even buy it from them. I guess I love the right to return. Smart crowd. The other day, my son's teacher told me that he cheats. So she's like, read him a book about morals. And so I thought, she said, read him Aesop's Fables. You guys know Aesop's Fables? And so I was like, if I'm gonna read it to him, I might as well order it in Arabic. I order it, it's a terrible translation. Like somebody just like dumped a bunch of shit into Google Translate. And 2 people before me had returned the book. Like one guy wrote in the book, this book don't make no sense. And the word for fable in Arabic is khurafat. And the word for shit is khara. Or Netanyahu, I don't know. And so somebody had crossed out the afat and wrote, this book is khara. And Amazon said, you know what, keep the book, here's your money. There's actually no moral to the story. You guys have very nice architecture here, I noticed that. In New York, we have a lot of old buildings. Like we live in an old building. And like America like always sanitizes things and glamorizes them. So people call them pre-war buildings. Do you have that here? Like, no. See, I don't know what the fuck that means because America's always at war. Which war? I do think that we evolved as a society. Like I think that we went from school shooters to CEO shooters. Like, I don't know about you, but I would rather have 4 dudes be scared than every mom in America, right? She agrees. I mean, Luigi, finally, a good guy with a gun, right? Although I think now we don't need him because we have Coldplay, I'm obsessed with Luigi. Because before Luigi, we had to fix our son's circumcision. It looked like Saturn. And like if my husband said if we lived in pre-partition India, both sides would have killed him. We had to save him. And so I found a really nice Jewish doctor, and he did a great job. And then they charged my insurance $20,000, but they still kept sending us bills. After Luigi, guess what? I got a letter saying, Suzie, we forgive you. I'm like, bitch, I forgave myself a long time ago. But Luigi is stupid though, because he got caught because he went to Starbucks and McDonald's. I mean, you don't know this, but we've been boycotting those. And my cousin, I posted a photo. Like, I think that he should have gone to like the halal guys, or any Palestinian restaurant. We would have like overfed him with our oppressive hospitality. He would have fallen into a coma, and then we would have hidden him like Anne Frank. So I posted a photo of Luigi. You know that photo where he's dressed like Jesus, and it says something like, Iran did not deny you healthcare. And my cousin Karen, who is also a Karen, she was like, I don't think we should idolize a murderer. And I said, okay, but we are gonna idolize him because he's hot. Do you? Thank you. Yeah, they're like, yeah, he's hot. Do you guys know what a Zarin is? Do you know what a Zarin is? A Zayo Karen. So I did, because you guys are here for art history, you don't just want to learn how to say shit in Arabic. I did some research and I found like the original Zarin. This was like about 2,500 years ago. There was this woman who worked, she worked like, as a harem girl in the Persian king's palace. I mean, there's no job opportunities for women then. You're either queen or harem girl. Like there's no social media intern. And so this woman, her name is Esther, and she hid the fact that she was Jewish from the king, right? And because there was real anti-Semitism then, you couldn't get jobs. And so then there was this guy named Haman who was like his wazir, like his minister. And she was convinced that Haman wanted to kill her. And so she convinced the king to kill Haman. And the king threw a party, okay? This was like, not like a P. Diddy party. It was like, a party. But they probably used olive oil instead of... So he threw a party, and Haman was, realized he was onto her. So he was like, on his knees, like begging, please, you crazy bitch, don't kill me. And the king walks in, and he misconstrues what he sees. Like she Me Too's him. And the king kills Haman and his 10 sons. And then, I swear, this is what it says. It says, then they killed 75,000 people in self-defense. Now, this was before Christianity and Islam. So they couldn't blame us. And in the Bible, it says, like, God is not mentioned in the story because God is like, leave me out of this. So Luigi went to an Ivy League, and I really wanted my son to just not go, but apply to an Ivy League. I wanted him to apply to Columbia because it's near us. And I just wanted to say no. I wanted to like write a big ad and say why I don't want to send him. So we get, he applies, we get this big envelope in the mail, we open it, and it says, welcome to Columbia, North Carolina. Can you believe it? He applied to the wrong fucking Columbia. I don't know. I asked him, I was like, what was your SAT score? He's like, I don't know, like 2. He's funny, but I think he's sexist because the other day, I don't know if you guys have this, but in New York, like you have to move the car twice a week because you're the cleaning truck. It's like living in New York is like a full-time job. And so the other day I moved the car and then I did a terrible job parking. I let this woman park in front of me and both of us couldn't get out. And my son comes home from school and he goes, I think both of these cars were parked by people who don't have a penis. And I was like, Zidan, ta'al hon, come here. I was waiting for you to become a man so I can tell you this. I have a penis. And do you know what he said, Zaid? He said, I knew it. He goes, that's why you're funny. So I apologize. I raised a sexist man or a comedian or both. I don't know. Okay. Everything is going to be okay. I'm just going to look at my grocery list really quick. Oh, there is parking penis. Okay. Fun fact about me, guys. I spent more time and money on facial hair removal than I did on college. But it was worth it because I got me a man, okay? Like they were talking about dating. I was dating in the analog days. Like you had to leave the house to get a man. Like the internet wasn't gonna deliver you a man. You had to like, leaning in, like really meant leaning in. And And it wasn't easy because he is Muslim and I was raised Christian. I was raised Christian in Palestine. I know you've never heard of a Christian Palestinian other than that guy. What's his name? The community organizer. Jesus. Yeah. I don't know how I survived my childhood. Like I was thinking about it. I was telling my sister, they showed us the movie The Exorcist in church, in the Catholic church. Like talk about Catholic guilt, and they never told us it was entertainment. Like it's not like we. Like we weren't watching. There was no TV at home. Like this, they showed it to us as documentary, and then. We only found out that it was entertainment when we, moved ethnically cleansed to America. And so Christian Arabs, they give their girls these white names as a message, sort of, to keep the Muslim boys away. Like, people always ask me, like, is your name Fatima or Khadija? I'm like, no, it's really Suzie. By the way, I get the you look like Salma Hayek a lot, which I don't get tired of it at all, but I just want to. But the truth is, like, I was looking at Sharif earlier, and I only look like Salma Hayek with makeup. Like, when I don't have makeup on, I look like Sharif. Like, so yeah, they give us these names. Like my sister, who looks way more Arab than I do, her name is Jane, but her eyebrows alone speak Arabic. And sometimes they give their girls names that they can't pronounce. Like my favorite name that they butcher is Victoria. Like there is no V in Arabic. We only have an F, right? And we sound it out as fa. So I mean, how are you gonna keep Muslim boys away when you call your daughter Factoria? So for breakfast. I grew up in Jericho. Has anyone been to Jericho? Ooh. For breakfast, we were fed Jewish conspiracy theories. And the problem is, I was a curious child. So I asked a lot of questions, and I'm not exaggerating. The answer to every question was the Jews. And then, because my family is Christian, for lunch, we were fed Islamophobic horror stories. Like, do you guys remember in the 80s that commercial, the anti-drug commercial with the eggs cracking? And it said, this is your brain on drugs. We were told, this is your life on Islam. By the way, can we just pause and congratulate drugs on winning America's war on drugs? And terror. I mean, think about it. 20 years in Afghanistan, billions of dollars, and America replaced the Taliban with the Taliban. Actually, Afghanistan is a double win because I read that now they produce more drugs than people need. I've never done drugs. Like, I don't know, I'm just like naturally high on Palestine. You guys should try it, it's amazing. And I'm like, my kids find it so annoying because I make everything about Palestine. And I'm also like the most annoying person at parties. It's all about Palestine. And so, so I was raised on this like, combination of like Catholic guilt and Arab shame and blame, which are, by the way, the same ingredients that are in the halal cart hot sauce. And then to top off this hot sauce, I grew up under the occupation, like the most moral army. And people always ask me, they're like, well, what was it like? Like, what was it like growing up under the occupation? And I just remember this one anecdote. Like, my mom used to be a teacher, and then she became a farmer to boycott them. And she did all that, and I can't give up Amazon. And then she had this farm in Jericho, and Jericho's very hot. So we had a pool. This is not a fancy pool, okay? This is like, there's moss, there's frogs in the corner. You can't see your toes, like no chlorine. And one day, this like a bus of Israeli soldiers come. And this was the early 80s when they were all white. This is before they brought like, other people. And so these soldiers, they strip naked and they go swimming in the pool. And my sister and I, we were like, this was the first penis we've ever seen. And we had no frame of reference, like zero. But we both got small dick energy. Yeah, the most moral army. That was also another movie that turned out to be entertainment and not documentary. Okay, this concludes the TED Talk portion of my show. And so anyways, we eventually, like, the Intifada started, and my mom got the message that leave or die, and so we left. And we were like, what's the word? Immigrated, migrated, ethnic cleansing. I confuse all of those. To California. And I was on a mission. I was like, I had to find a nice Christian Palestinian boy. So like every Sunday, I would just hit I'm actually like, I was raised Greek Orthodox, and you meet guys at these festivals. Like here, you have a lot of Greek Orthodox festivals, right? And I was like determined. Did not work. But one day, I went to a picnic organized by Arab and South Asian students. And I am so sure that the South Asians did all the work. Like, the Arabs just showed up smoking argile, like, yeah, do you guys know the difference between the Arab work ethic and the Asian work ethic? Okay, the Asian work ethic is if he can do it, then I can do it. And if he can't do it, then I must do it. And the Arab work ethic is, if he can do it, let him do it. And if he can't do it, ya habibi, how can I do it? And so I'm at this picnic, I meet this guy with the most beautiful green eyes. Like his eyes were like the color of expensive olive oil. So, you know how like SpongeBob is, in his head there is only like cotton candy? Like in Palestinians' head there's only olives, olive oil, land. And so this guy is talking to me, words are coming out of his mouth, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's so handsome. Please let him be like Lebanese or something. And please, please be Christian, please be Christian. And then somewhere in the words I hear Pashtun, Pakistan. Ooh. And olive oil is Muslim. And so you guys have to understand, like, I was forbidden from falling in love with a Muslim. Like, I knew by the age of 10 that if a Christian girl falls in love with a Muslim, she's either disowned, her mom gets a heart attack, or she dies in an honor killing. So, but I chose to risk it all for him because he's like smart and handsome and charming. And I was like, okay, I'll leave Jesus for this. And so we dated like in secret for a while. And, for him, it was love at first sight. And we exchanged I love yous, and then I was like, oh, you know what, I really, like, I had to tell my family, but I was really scared. Like, do you know how scared I was? Like, do you guys remember how scared you were on like November 9th, 2024, when Trump won? I think we were more prepared. Like in 2016, people were really scared. Like I walked around the Upper West Side and I'm like, people are so scared. Like because they've never been traumatized. I wasn't scared, I've been traumatized. Anyway, so I decided to tell my mom, but my mom was a heart patient, so I had to like really break it down to her. And I chose that time after Oprah. Do you guys remember when Oprah would give shit away and we were all happy? I told her all about him, and my mom was amazing. Anyways, it's a long story. If you guys are curious about this story, you can go to The Moth. It aired on they air it every Valentine's Day. It's like my love story. And I wanted to call the story I Married a Muslim and No One Died. But they were like, no, that's just too much. So then they called it Olive Oil Eyes. So you can search my name, and it's under Olive Oil Eyes. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, so one of the things that my family kept telling me is that, yeah, he's moderate now, but when he's 40, he will become a fundamentalist or a terrorist or something. I don't know what. And you know what? They were right, but it was worse. Guess what he turned into? An artist. And there was like a couple of years ago, he goes, I'm gonna quit my job, and I'm just gonna do art full time. I was like, okay, but inward it was just like panic. And then he goes, honey, in his tone, the way he goes, don't worry, you'll enjoy the journey. And I was like, listen, I have been uprooted from my homeland, forced to move thousands of way. I've had my journey. And at first I was like, it's okay, you know, he's a marketing whiz, he will brand himself, and he'll become Jeff Koons. 2 years later, no savings, no salary, and no fucking Jeff Koons. I want to leave you guys on a strong note. So have you guys heard this bit? Have you heard this news that Queen Elizabeth, you know, Queen Elizabeth, she, before this came out posthumously, that she never allowed Israelis in the Buckingham Palace because she said every Israeli is either a terrorist or a son of a terrorist. That bitch took it to her death. She had like 100 years to tell us this. It would have been nice if she said it, you know? So I pray to Allah that she is in like the bottom level of hell, just stuck doing small talk. With Golda bint Hamir, Golda Meir. We give her a very nice nickname, you know, or we call her Golda bint Hamir. So yeah, you guys have been amazing, by the way. Like in New York, like it's like the audiences are not like they don't get all of the, you know, the buzzwords like settlements and. So I've been married to a Pakistani now for 20 years, and before October 7th, people confuse Palestinians and Pakistanis. Did you find that? The Pakistani, yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. But you know, I find that really offensive because we're very different kinds of terrorists. Like, first of all, we have a cause. And Pakistanis, you guys know this, Pakistanis have nuclear weapons. Like, you know, India tried with them and they just shot down 5 planes and it stopped. Like, we have rocks and sticks, okay? We have some fireworks that we bought from Pennsylvania that the fake media tells you is rockets. Okay, listen to me, fake media. I think I'm transitioning into a toxic male. Before I let you guys go, before you call ICE on me, okay? Although, you know, if Trump wants to deport me, I think he'll have to create a state first. There's 3 things I just love about America. There is obvious freedom of speech, this obviously. And inshallah, we will keep it. There is transition of power. Inshallah, we will keep that. And the 3rd thing I love about America is perforated paper towels. Like, have you been to other countries? Like, we went to Dubai earlier this year, and like, you know, like here, the Viva, choose a size, you squeeze it, you dry it, you use it, like it's amazing. And the ones in Dubai just like fall apart in your hands, kind of like American democracy. You guys have been amazing. I would love to come back anytime. Please follow me at Suzie Says So. Thank you.